Alright guys, welcome back. I am in need of some assistance. Alright, I need a little bit of help to figure out what exactly I did or I did wrong. I don't know, nothing's broke, but I need some help to figure out what I did with this timing situation. Because I put that dead on 40 degrees. As you can see, it's lined up perfectly. So I did that. So that's after top dead center. This is cylinder 1. So it's not at top dead center. It's just down just a little bit, like I believe how it's supposed to be. So all the cams are not in use. I guess that was the meaning behind it. Correct me if I'm wrong. But then I think I mentioned before, whenever I took the cams off, I loosened the timing chain tensioner, and then I was wiggling off. After all that, I was wiggling this one off, and it seemed pretty tight. And I was wiggling off, and it kind of just went a little bit. So there was under some tension, which I don't think this actually moved. I believe there was still tension on the cam itself. And here's why. Because I believe this thing is out of timing, because this is the passenger side and this is the cam gear. I'm going to kind of turn the camera around so you guys can see. So right here is the little the pin part that will go onto the cam itself. So this needs to be all the way up on this side. So I'm gonna go back this way now. So yeah, so that pin right here is all the way on this side, and it should be all the way over here. So I'm a good 90, maybe 100 degrees off of there, a whole half a whole rotation. And then this one likewise is all the way over here, basically the same position as that, just it needs to go over. So what did I miss? If everything was done properly, which it was, all this was in the right orientation, what it was supposed to be, so how on earth did those end up going off like that? So it doesn't make sense to me at the moment. I'm trying to figure this out. So I don't know what I did, or well, I mean what I did wrong, I should say, because obviously something wasn't right. But nothing's damaged or anything. But I just kind of wondering what I should do next with this timing, because if that is in timing and the first piston is where it needs to be, then theoretically I could just use the cams, put them back in where they need to go, and then move them to where I need to, put my locking plates on them and hold them right where they need to be, and then I can end up cutting the zip ties off the gear and then gently rotate the gear where I need it to go without moving any of that, or making the chain skip somewhere else, which I don't think it did, but it seems like it may have skipped inside there, but I don't know if it's possible or not. So if anybody knows if that's possible or not, let me know. If that's true, then yeah, that's what I have to do then, because if all this is lining up where it needs to be, there's no reason why I couldn't just readjust, to cut those off and adjust correctly on each side where the cam chain tensioner needs to, or the cam gear needs to be, to line up perfectly with the cams, as long as that's all in order. So that's kind of what I'm going through right now. I'm just trying to figure out if it looks like that's what I'm going to have to do, but I'm trying to get some help and kind of just go over this before I go ahead and do it. So I want to put this out there. This is just something I ran into that I just came across that I just didn't make sense. But yeah, that's it for this video, guys. I got some parts, but I still need to order I got my gaskets. Mercedes forgot to order those, even though that was the first thing on the list they ordered. So yeah, we got that. So I ordered those. Those should be here by the weekend, and then send my heads off But yeah, I wanted to see if this, though, this is kind of what's bothering me the most right now. I don't really care about any of the other stuff because that's all, it's pretty easy to put all back together at that point. But this is what's concerning me just a little bit. But yeah, guys, just something to throw out there. If you think that's not a big deal, just do what I said. Just make sure that's still in where it needs to be. Put the heads back on. Put the cam gears in. Hold them in place with the cam gear holder, and then adjust those, just the gear itself, and rotate it without moving the chain. So I got to take the chain, kind of the slack off of it a little bit, and then rotate the gear where I need to go, and then all is well. That's my theory at the moment. Let me know what you guys, if you guys agree with that, if you don't agree with that, and yeah, we'll see if that's, just see what I can do with this now. Just one more thing adding to the list, but yeah, thanks guys for all the likes and subscribes. I do appreciate it. Help another brother out here, and we'll get this thing back together and running and driving again. Yeah, so if you guys know anything, let me know. Put a link in or a description, comment. All right, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.